I'm going to teach you a method that took me several years to learn. And here is what it's about. So I was a teacher for 10 years. I went bankrupt. I started a business, changed my life. I'll tell you a little bit more of that story probably tomorrow. But what happened is as a teacher, I could not control the kindergartners. Like nothing in me could control 40 kindergartners with scissors. I remember one day, the cutest girl with the curliest, like she had this really cute curly hair, and she was just sitting there looking at me with a pair of scissors, just ready to chop it off. And as she chopped it, I was saying, no. And it was like a slow motion moment. And I remember going, oh my gosh, I have got to find somebody that will help me. Well, there was this one kindergarten teacher that no matter what, when she brought her class, they were always in line, what they were supposed to do. And I thought, how is she doing that? And so I asked her, I said, hey, I was like, I've been teaching a few years now. I cannot control these kids. Like, I need help. And of course, as an art teacher, they throw a class and a half at you. So you're not getting 20 kids. You're usually getting 30 to 40 kids at once. And so I said, hey, can I just, on my, teacher break, can I follow you? Can I shadow you? Can I just learn what you do, right? Because that's what you do. You find somebody doing what you want to learn to do, and then you mimic them, right? Just like in Paint Party Headquarters, so many of y'all are finding, you found me as a paint party person and you're mimicking what I'm doing. So I started watching this lady. She was a younger girl, a younger teacher in her 20s. And what I noticed is every single time that she started her next little lesson, she had these kids the whole year. She would immediately sit them down and then she would kind of go over what's expected of them. And so then she would switch to something else. They would go to lunch. She would come back. They would start an afternoon lesson. She would sit them down and literally go over again what's expected of them. And I asked her, I was like, why are you saying the same thing to her over and over and over again? And she goes, well, you just got to remember, these are 5-year-olds. They've only been on the earth for 5 years. And, we got to make sure that they always know what's expected. And we got to remind them constantly. So I thought, okay, how can I do this, but in a fun way? So here's what I started doing. I kind of took her method and then I turned it into my own. So I'm going to actually stand up because I feel like I can't do this. Yeah, Gloria says we go over classroom expectations every day. Okay, so let me see if I can get this up a little bit. And I'll move this. Okay. All right, so this is how to handle a crowd of any size, okay? All right, so I'm going to try to stand up and do this so it can feel like you're at my paint party. So I want you to have your paints out. If you don't, just pretend like you do. So here's what I do, okay? Hey guys, my name is Heidi Easley, and I am so excited to paint with you today. But before we get started, I need to make sure that everybody knows what's going on, because sometimes I am a forgetful artist, and I may forget what I'm going to say. So, and this, y'all, this is for grown adults too. This is not just for kids. This is for grown adults, okay? All right, so I'll say sometimes I'm a forgetful artist, so I just need to know that everybody understands, in case I forget something, I can get your attention. So we're going to play a little game real quick. I'm going to ask you a question. I want you to tell your neighbor the answer, and then I want you to listen for me to say the word freeze. When I say the word freeze, I don't care if you stick your tongue out at me. I don't care if you make a ninja move. I don't care if you, however you want to freeze, do this, whatever. But no matter what is going on, you need to freeze. Okay? And so then I'll say, hey, all right. I want to know who in here has seen the movie Elvis. Okay? If you have seen the movie Elvis, I want you to tell your neighbor, not the spoiler alert. We know the spoiler, but we don't want to know all of the spoiler alert. I want you to tell your neighbor if you have seen it and how it made you feel. And then I want you to listen for the word freeze. Ready, set, go. Blah, 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 blah. Everybody's talking. I'm walking around. Everybody's talking. And then I go, all right, freeze. And then I wait. And what happens almost 99% of the time is they don't all freeze, okay? And I go, oh, we're almost there. Okay, all right, so let's try this again because we have got to get this down before we can start this paint party. Okay, who in here has seen the movie Top Gun? Okay, not only have you seen the movie Top Gun, who in here saw the 30 years prior movie Top Gun? And even better yet, I want you to ask your neighbor if you were like me and my family, we watched the 30-year prior Top Gun right before we went to the theater to watch the real Top Gun. So let your neighbor know if any of those things happened and what you thought of it, and then be ready to listen for me to say freeze. Let's see if we can do it. On your mark, get set, go. I'm just walking around, letting everybody chit chat, giving them a minute. Did you see Top Gun? Right? Okay, so I'm just walking around. Let me know in the comments if any of this is helping. All right, freeze. And then I wait, okay? Now this is the second time I've done this. The second time, almost everybody is usually frozen. There's always one or two. And so I go, oh man, over there in the back corner, we were almost there. Oh, we gotta try it one more time. Do y'all think we can do this? I'm telling y'all, I do this to grown adults too. This is not just for kids. And I say, okay, last chance. We're gonna try it. I really have faith in you. I think we can do this, okay? All right, now what I want you to do is I want you to be listening for the word freeze, because I'm telling you, I am a forgetful artist, and there's going to be a crucial part of this art that you're going to wish I had told you about. But if I can't get your attention, you'll never know. So this time, I want you to give your person beside you a compliment and then be ready to hear the word freeze. Ready, set, go. Give them just a second. We're not taking no longer than 4 minutes on this whole process. All right, ready, freeze. And I always say ready, freeze, or I say okay, freeze, because I want them to hear my voice before I ever say freeze. And then I just kind of do like a weird pose. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just doing weird poses. Then I go, oh my gosh, you did it. Congratulations. I lower my voice. Congratulations. I am so proud of you. So anytime throughout the next hour to 2 hours together, if you hear the word freeze, you're going to stop, look up, so we can begin. And this not only helps be able to control any crowd, y'all, I cannot tell you how many times I have been to paint parties or speaking events at other people's parties, and there is a crowd of people in the back talking while there is a speaker on stage that does not know how to manage the crowd. And what happens is you have a group in the back who desperately wants to hear and learn, but they can't hear it because somebody is blabbing and the speaker doesn't know how to control it. And there's nothing better than when you show up for a paint party of any size, kids or adults, when you can handle a stage, when you can handle a kid's birthday party because you spent the first few minutes going freeze. And then throughout the whole event, I'll just say something like, hey, go ahead and tell your neighbor this and freeze. And then you immediately got their attention again. It is so powerful, and you can make that into your own way. You can make that into however you want it to be. Yeah, let me know in the comments if you have had those events where people have been just downright rude. We do Paint Party Business Live, and it's our biggest event, in-person event of the year. We have over 200 people coming this year, the first week of September. And one of the things I tell my team, I'm like, if you are somewhere on the side talking while somebody is on stage, not okay. Like, absolutely not okay. And I've been to many events where that is not the norm. And then you end up with that talking in the back, and it just makes everybody frustrated who's really trying to be there and listen and hear. So you got to step up as the leader, as the person who is controlling this event, as the person who is putting this event on. And then that way they can focus and all of that. Another thing I want you to remember too, as you're starting to figure out how to handle crowds, again, some of them don't need freeze. If you have a party of 4 for your first paint party, I mean, I've had a party of 4 way into my years of paint party. There was no way I needed to go through a whole, hey, I'm going to freeze method, right? I didn't need to. There were 4 people. Literally, it was going to be fine. So you need to, of course, use wisdom and know that sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't. Also use wisdom on getting through that part fast. If you're new to this, you might get through it too slow, and then you've spent 20 minutes on something that should have took 4 or 5 minutes, right? Real quick, get in there, get out, make sure that they know how you're going to get their attention. One of the other things that I don't particularly love from when I see from just people trying to control a room, and maybe it comes from all the teaching experience that I've had, is when people are like, hey, it's almost frantic. So I want you to think about how you can do it in a fun way. That's why I do it this way, because I think it's fun. I think it's interesting, but also think about it like you can tweak this to where it works for you. I want you to write the question I would ask, okay? So for example, you want to think about stuff that's going on in today's time. So during my speaking events this summer, I was all about Elvis and the Top Gun movie. So I knew that millions and millions of people had saw that. Okay, I'm not going to ask about The Greatest Showman that was years and years and years ago. I'm going to ask about something that is happening right now. Obviously, we're not asking about politics, okay? We want something that's pop culture, something that's fun, something that everybody's talking about. So think about the question that you would ask, okay? This can be fun. This can be creative. So let's say a question I would ask. Do you own more than 5 kinds of glitter? So if you're in a room of paint party people, do you own more than 5 kinds of glitter? Yeah, for sure. I own way more than 5 kinds of glitter. Other people are going to be like, I hate glitter. I'm never going to use it, right? And then they paint with it, and then their world has changed. So I want you to think about that. Penny says, definitely need to try this for my women's church group of 17 on a Sunday afternoon. Yes, the church group people can get very crazy. So yes, you need to try this out. And then you'll also kind of start to feel the room. If the room is where they don't really need it as much, if it's a real quiet group, you're not going to need to go crazy on this. But if you know it's kind of like a fun, upbeat place, you're going to definitely want to do this. Terry Rose, don't worry about the way you talk. Oh my gosh, I don't even go listen to my videos because I don't really love my accent. I didn't even know I had an accent till people told me I had an accent. I just thought this was normal. So don't worry about that. And remember, everybody relates to people for certain things. So I've had so many people in the past say, well, I don't like the way I talk, or I don't like the way I look. Y'all, please, oh my gosh, we need every single one of you out there sharing God's love through art, being a light. And I'm only one person. Not everybody's going to relate to me or want to learn from me, but they may see you doing something and something about you relates to them. So also, anyone who is joining Paint Party headquarters, what I might do later today is just kind of an inside look. There is so much. It is insane how much, and I don't want to overwhelm you with so much, because when people join Paint Party headquarters, I say treat it like a library. Just grab the book you need, aka the lesson you need, when you need it. Don't try to go through, 4 years of trainings all over the weekend. It's going to make you want to throw up and crawl in a corner and cry, right? We are here to make it easier for you, not harder. We are here to grab your hand and help you and make it easier. So if you are interested in PPHQ, I want you to go ahead. I know we have a link in the description. We also have a link in there. You will get a bonus of, we're going to have coffee with me answering all of your first questions, all of your must know questions right now. But then I want you to make sure that, that kind of gets you on the right track. So if you join, you'll get that email with the Zoom link. There is so much in there. So I may go live here in a little bit and just give you kind of like a back, behind the scenes tour. But I mean, all the paintings you see, this is just like a flip of just like, I mean, we have hundreds of paintings. In addition to social media training, marketing materials. You never have to create your own marketing flyer again. They're all ready for you. So anyway, I hope this helps. I hope you had fun today. Bye, y'all.